Jesus was the Lord, he needed his life. So as we stand here today, maybe you feel like, no, strong like a horse. A healthy horse. You feel like, I'm okay. I can run a mile. Good for you. But how's your spiritual life? Do you need cleansing? Maybe you do. Or maybe you're not physically ill, but mentally, emotionally, you're not doing good. You need God's healing. Or maybe emotionally okay, spiritually okay, but physically you're not. You need God's healing. So I want you to understand that God applies His healing not just to the physical, not just to the emotional, but also to your spiritual life. And that's when Jesus comes and say, be clean. And we need to come to Jesus in those terms. Lord, help me out. Lord, help me out. Paraphrasing what this man said to Jesus. Then Jesus asked him to go to the priest. Why? Why Jesus asked him to go to the priest? Why Jesus said, don't tell anyone. Usually people ask me, why that secrecy? Well, actually Jesus, he was trying to make things straight, because after resurrection will be a different stage. You see, at that point, yes, fulfill the law. Go and talk to the priests. Don't tell people about me coming here and bless you and healing you. No, go to the priest and talk to them. This was basically linked with your law. And Jesus asked them to do that because Jesus doesn't want them to go out and just, okay, Jesus, heal me. Jesus knew they're going to do that anyway. But Jesus wanted them to understand, go to the priest, to the authorities, and talk to them and show them, okay, I'm clean. Most likely, the priests would say, oh, how would that be? Well, they most likely would say, well, a man named Jesus came and prayed for me and commanded this to go and I'm healed. And you might remember a guy who was blind by birth, also was in the synagogue, and the priests were very upset because Jesus healed them, and they were not happy because Jesus healed him, and asked him, okay, who healed you? And he was making a big deal, and the guy said, okay, well, you believe what you want. I'm paraphrasing here. He said, but one thing I know, I was blind and now I can see. Mm-hmm. You see, friends, the reality is a miracle is a miracle. Coming to church is not going to make a miracle in your life. Jesus is the one that's going to perform a miracle in your life. So, Pastor, why then I come to church? You come to church to look for that miracle, yes. To receive that miracle, yes. But that's why so many people come to church and they leave church and they don't change. They're Christians, yes, they're Christians. They follow Jesus, yes, they follow Jesus. But there's no change because they never did what that man once was willing to do. To come to the Lord and say, Lord, please, if your will, do this in my life. We need to understand that to a miracle take place in my life, maybe for a healing, maybe for a soul transformation, salvation, I need to come to Jesus and realize I need your help. And sometimes we're too proud of that. Oh, I've been a Christian for so many years, I don't need that, really. Maybe you don't need that every day. Maybe you don't need that every Sunday. But you need Jesus always. I'd like to conclude here, and I hope you're getting the meaning of this. We need to see God up there as God all-powerful, who is here with us. He's all-powerful, but He's here with us. What I need is to understand that I need to confess Him as my Lord and asking Him to do His will in my life. So, it's not a blind faith. This man knew what he wanted. It's not like, God, do whatever you need in my life. God will understand, so He knows you. But He can be more specific than that. If you have a vice in your life, you need to bring that before the Lord and say, God, please deliver me from this vice. Deliver me from this addiction. If you're sick, of course, you just to come and say, God, I need delivered from this particular disease. You need to know what you want and present it to God and live up to Him and do your part. That's why Jesus said to them, go and talk to the priests. My question today to you as I close is this. Are you prepared today? Please, listen and try to digest this. Are you prepared today to be like that leper that came to Jesus, understanding that Jesus was the source of his miracle? You need to understand that. It's not about you. It's not about what you do. It's all about Jesus. Say with me, it's all about Jesus. 1, 2, 3.
It's all about Jesus.
Say it again, please.
It's all about Jesus.
You need to understand that. You need to understand that. Are you today prepared to pray the same prayer that man prayed? Not my will, but your will. Not my will, but your will. It's not about what you want. Not about when you want. It's about God's will for your life. So if that don't happen today, you're happy with God in the same way. Because it's not about your will. It's about God's will. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, it's okay too. But one day it will happen because that's God's will for your life. And when it happens, you're going to be fast. And you're going to rejoice. And finally, most of all, are you prepared today to be clean of what is bothering you? That can be physical, as I said, emotional, or spiritual. Because Jesus is here to clean you. Jesus is here to heal you. But are we willing to say this to God? You see, there's such a shame in the life of a leper. Nobody born to be a leper. Nobody look for opportunity to be a leper. Nobody line up to be a leper. Once it became, life was destroyed. So shame was such a big deal. Shame. The person would be so afraid to see other people because he was known as an unclean, untouchable. So even to run after Jesus, to ask for healing was a big deal. Because he did not know what answer Jesus would give him. You might say, okay, of course, Jesus was going to heal him. Well, we know it now, but he didn't know that. Are you following me? Yes. As going after Jesus, he would probably knew the possibility of Jesus do to him what other people would say, come on, get out of here, get out of here. And some people would grasp stones and throw at them because, no, don't get close to me, don't get close to me. Imagine now a big figure like Jesus, a VIP in those days, and this man was running after, a leper was running after Jesus. He was actually gambling what the results. But he was willing to go. Why I'm saying this to you? I'm working on this because you need to understand this, friends. You needed to really be courageous to face where you are and who you are right now. You don't need to do that for me, but you need to do that for Jesus. And And that's what that man did. He came and said, Lord, please heal me with your will. So it's your time. It's the time that you stand firm and say, God, I need your healing today. Maybe for the physical, maybe for the emotional, maybe for the spiritual. Cleanses me. Heal me today. Because you know it's God's will. That man, he puts it humbly before the Lord. He knew it was God's will, but he put it humbly before the Lord. If it's your will, well, of course you know it's God's will. So that's why the Bible says we need to come bold before Him. And then you come before the Lord and say, God, I'm here for your healing. I don't want to leave this place the way I came in, because I know that you want to heal me. And God is going to do what only He can do. Please let us stand. Are you prepared for your healing today? I'm asking you again, are you prepared for your healing today?
Yes.
Let me put it another way, because maybe you feel you're not sick. Maybe you're not. You don't need to be sick. But let me put it this way. Are you prepared to be touched by the Lord today?
Yes.
Can you imagine being touched by the Lord? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Being physically touched by the Lord? And you say, oh, come on, they can. Of course you can. Why not? You see this in the spiritual world all over the places. And of course, God can do that to you too. I was touched by the Lord once. I was having a terrible back pain. It was just connected with a back pain that I had. Just happened. I come from a long trip, and after a couple of weeks, I don't know why, there was this uncomfortable pain in my back, my lower back, and I was just getting worse. Oh, it was some inflammation or something. I don't know, but it was getting really out of control, and it was very uncomfortable. And I was in church. And the pastor said, come to the front, I'm going to pray for you. If you have something I'm doing like this. So don't say anything. And I said, okay, I'm going, Lord, because it's bothering me, it's hurting. The doctor was hurting right there. And when I was praying, and so there was prayer people, the prayer team was praying for people, like we do here too. And like here also happened there. Sometimes the guitar is too loud, you cannot hear the people praying for you. It doesn't matter, it's okay, it's God's going to do anyway. And suddenly I felt a finger on my back at the right spot where it was aching. So I thought was the person praying for me, maybe just touched me on my back. I realized it was not the person, because suddenly I felt like a whole warmth coming towards my body, like a sensation, a wave of heat came over my body. Then I said, whoa, must be God, because no man can do that, right? So I'm saying this to you. I'm saying this to you because I believe God can touch you physically today. Because it happened.